everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be looking at the Tower Simulator 3 scheduler that I use, which I show on most of my videos. So in terms of obviously when we load the videos, I show you the scheduler and basically what the schedule is that we're going to be running. So I'm going to just give a quick introduction of that tool, how you can use it and how I use it to build the schedules that I use in the videos basically. It's not really too complicated. I'll leave a link in the description to the URL to download it. The schedule is made by Jarek. So basically I'll leave a link to his website where you can go and download the scheduler. It's very simple to use. Again, you just need it as an application, and then it's just basically modifying some of the files within your Tower Simulator 3 folder. So I will go ahead and quickly show you this. So in your file explorer, so once you've got Tower Simulator, the TS3 scheduler installed, which again I'll leave a link, and then you just go on there and just click the latest release, get that installed on your desktop or laptop, whatever you're using, and then go into your airports folder for Tower Simulator 3. So if you have the Steam version, which I have, it's in Steam apps within your Windows folder. If you go into common, go into Tower Simulator 3, go into airports, and then this is a list of all the airports that you have installed. So these are all the ones that I have at the minute, and some community, all the paid ones, and just a few that are missing, but basically this is everything you have. When you update your world color and world traffic, you'll generally see the new one drop in ready, installed, but obviously you'll still need to buy the airport to be able to play it. In this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly set up a schedule for my next video. So my next video is going to be at LaGuardia, so KLGA. So what I do is I find the airport that I want to create the schedule for. I'll click into that, go into databases, and then here, most of them you'll find the default one, which comes with the game. And then if you've got world traffic and color, you'll find the Energies Design one. What I generally tend to do is, because obviously I want to use the world color, I copy the Energies Design. So just literally just create a copy of it, and then I will rename it to, I give it my name, but you can basically call it whatever you want. Now you've got that created, you don't need to do anything else within here. That'll just basically duplicate what you've got in terms of the folder that you need, and then creating the schedule. So all it's doing is duplicating the schedule that you've got. What you'll then do is, if you then, let's hide the Explorer, you'll then basically get the scheduler open, which you've downloaded. That'll open up to looking like this. You'll then find the airport that you've just created the folder for. So I will go to KLGA as the airport, and then you'll find the list of databases. So obviously we had the 3 in there, and then we've added mine, which I've actually spelt wrong, but it's fine. Again, you can create it whatever, you can name it whatever you want. So if we go into the Energies Design one, what you can do is you can like clone, I think you can do it through here, but I always do it through copy and paste. You can choose the database that you want to look at, so kind of we're just using the Energies Design one, which I always use. And then you can read the original or read the current. I always read the current schedule and then just click yes on that. This will give you the schedule, and obviously this is what I show. I basically have this ready whenever I load a game up, and then obviously show this in the videos while the game is loading, so I can show you how many arrivals, departures, GA, etc. that we've got. One thing you can't see in here actually, which I'm just going to make this ever so slightly smaller and then bring this further up. So you can see there's some extra options at the bottom. And these are the things that we're going to need to look at in this specific instance. So because we don't want to amend the Energies one, we want to amend the one that we've created. So we go back into that, and this will click read again. Will be basically, and are you sure? Click that. You'll see it's exactly the same. All I do then is go down to this, which is the number of hours, the starting time, and then this kind of drop down here. Can mess around with a few of the other ones. You can generate randomized schedules, import stuff, plot ones. But all I generally do is I'll go into this. I'll click variable flight number and arrival departures per hour. Change this to midnight, and then change this to 24. So you can then amend basically every hour. You click on this flights and arrival departure hour profile, which will then give you a pop-up. Let me just quickly add that pop-up. So this is basically the pop-up that you get to see. So once you click on the flights and arrive depart hourly profile, you'll get a pop-up that looks like this. It'll come out really small originally like this, and then I just expand it so you can get to see all 24 of the hours. Once this loads up, what you want to do is you want to click read from current schedule, and then this will populate basically what the current schedule is. So these are all the hours, these are the flights that are in the existing schedule. What you can do here is just basically move these up and down. So what I'm going to do is I generally just kind of mess around with these, just move these around a little bit. And then I'll just choose like 3 or 4 random hours, which I'll just bump up to the max because they're the ones that we want to play the schedule with. I'll just amend these ever so slightly, bring these slightly up. And then you can amend your regional jets. So again, I kind of just mess around with these. I don't really look too much in terms of what I'm doing with them. And then obviously at LaGuardia, we don't have any cargo, so we can't load cargo into the schedule. But normally you can amend around with this. So say, obviously we want to load 90 movements here. I'd probably bring like 7 or 8 cargo in there as well, just so then that the cargo and the regional is included in this 90. So that's kind of your 90 overall, and then 37 of them are 37 of the 90 are regional, and then if we had like 10 cargo, 10 of the 90 would be cargo. GA sits slightly different because GA stuff sits in a separate file. So what I'll do is kind of on these busy hours, I'll put these up a little bit so you can get these kind of into the video. When we do that, I'll just store these up a little bit just to kind of do that. Again, I don't really play around with them too much. And then this is where you can amend kind of the distribution of your arrivals and departures. So if you think of some of my latest videos, we generally try and distribute so that the departures are weighted more than arrivals because of the way that we set the runway configs up, etc. We can obviously get more departures out than arrivals the way that we run. So what we're going to do here, so this is already weighted 60% towards departures. So it's basically the right hand number is your departures, and then your left hand number is arrivals, which is what it says here, arrivals/departures. This one's split the other way, so I'm going to bring this, no sorry, that's split the same, and so is that. So I'm probably going to leave the max hours on that, and then some of these will split to like 50-50, so that you can kind of run 50-50, but we're going to run 60% departures and then 40% arrivals, so based off the 90. All you do with that then is, what you can do is you can save it to a file as a backup, but I don't generally do that too much. I generally just click apply, and then you'll see this update now. So that schedule has been created. If you go back into the file explorer, we'll just get rid of the scheduler in a minute. Then yeah, basically if you go into here, you'll see it's basically gone and updated this schedule file. If you look at the date and time, that's like the latest one compared to the rest of them. Your GA file also updates because you've amended your GA stuff. The rest of the stuff doesn't need amending because of the way, obviously, terminal files, airline files, or anything like that. If you did want to change stuff, you can change kind of frequencies. You can go into the schedule and change flight numbers if you really wanted to, but you shouldn't really need to do anything else in terms of schedule. In terms of the schedule, so obviously if you wanted to run more, obviously we were maxed out at 90 there. So what I generally do is I will close the scheduler down and then reopen it. If we go back in, if we just repeat the steps that we've just done. So if we go back into LaGuardia, go back into there, click read, get into this, basically go into variable, change this to midnight again, and then 24. We'll get this up. So you can see the you can see this again. If we click read from current schedule now, you'll see these slightly change just because of the way that it reads it, because it's already been amended. But if you look at these now, you can kind of move these even higher. So that's how I create sometimes the ones with like unreasonable kind of schedules built into them, really. Obviously, some of them have really high numbers. We're going to just set that one to 110 just to show you. We'll bring these ones slightly back down because they're probably too high. We're going to bring that one to 95, and we're going to play in my video, we're going to play this 11 AM hour, and we're going to run it at 100 aircraft movements. I'm going to click apply. You can see the 11 AM hour now. It's split 60-40. So again, you can kind of just keep going back into that and just keep bumping it up, the amount of however much you want to get to. Obviously, LaGuardia is probably going to be quite a tough one because we've got the crossing runway, but we're going to run 60 departures, 40 arrivals, and then that gives us around 10 aircraft movements for GA. That's pretty much it. I don't know why this is loading, showing twice on my screen. I think it's because I've got that open to load you the extra one, but basically that's it. As long as you download the scheduler, I just generally use that flights arrivals, give it the variable, and then just change it, and then just keep playing around with it. Your folder just needs creating once. You can do that. You can go into the schedule file. You can put custom liveries in there if you really wanted to. In the specials column, you can do that. Again, if you want me to do a video in terms of how all the special stuff works, I do have what you can get the list of Energy Design as well. I have a list of all the special liveries as well, somewhere for one of the schedules I built custom. The stuff like that, so like the Manchester one, for example, I built fully custom using Excel. I didn't do this, so I generated all my flight numbers myself using all the specific airlines. When you want to just create a quick schedule though, you can just do something like this, and again, you kind of just increasing your traffic flow, and it just helps me with videos when I just want to create a bit of a busier environment. Obviously, if you've got some of the smaller airports, you might just want to like double that. If they're only like 20 aircraft movements, you want to bump it up to like 40, then you can just use this to create a different schedule, really. The only other thing to note is sometimes you do have a few issues with like duplicated flight numbers, which you'll see just because it's obviously randomly generated. You can amend the distribution of airlines within here as well. So if you go into like airline flight number ranges, you can change that. You can select specific airlines with the percentages. So you can see here, we can go into here. You can edit kind of American, Frontier, JetBlue if you wanted to add them. We can add airlines if we really wanted to. You can do stuff like that. I generally just leave it because you're being a bit more realistic with the airlines, but you're just making it really busy. But yeah, you can, if you go into like that select button there, it will give you a pop-up with, doesn't want to load on that one, but yeah, the select exclude airlines will give you a pop-up, and then you can export it, export PNGs, export stats, restore originals, things like that. You'll have backups. So yeah, just have a play around with it. If anyone's got any questions around the scheduler, if anyone needs or wants to know how to build fully custom ones to Excel, let me know. I'm happy to do that at some point. I will be building some specifically custom ones for specific airlines. I'll probably redo another Manchester one at some point. The one I did originally was kind of just a phase 1, but I want to redo it with some of the new airlines, some of the new aircraft that have been into Manchester recently, and kind of build like a summer schedule based one, where the other one was kind of a bit of everything. But yeah, overall, I hope that is useful. Again, I kind of use this all the time. This will be in the next LaGuardia video, which I'm going to go and record now. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments or reach out to me directly. And yeah, I'm always happy to help out with anyone that needs anything. Thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for the LaGuardia video.